Let's get straight into it and break the ground.
Right, hello everyone and welcome to this new video on the channel. So today is Saturday the 30th of September 2023 and today we've got game number 30 of the 23-24 season on the channel. We're ready to deep down to tick off another one of the 92. We've got Preston North End versus West Bromwich Albion in the Championship. So in today's video I've got my thoughts pre-half-time and post-match as well as the match day vlog itself. And because it's a new ground on the channel, we're going to rate the ground. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So let's start with the home team at Preston North End. So they're currently undefeated and sit third out of 24th in the Championship table. So far they've had 6 wins and 2 draws out of 8 games. And the last result was actually one of them 2 draws where they drew away at Rotherham United 1-0. And that actually knocked them off the top of the Championship. They've been at the top for a few weeks, but then, like I say, with them dropping 2 points and other teams gaining on them, they got overtaken. So they're now sitting in 3rd place. They've had an amazing start. Like I say, before that draw, they'd actually won at the last 5 games in a row in the league with a draw in the first game of the season. It was kind of one thing with Preston. I was expecting him to have a bit of a poorer season. I didn't, like I say, it sounded like a few fans were on Ryan Lowe's back a bit. And yeah, I don't think they played the best football, not the most exciting team last season. And sounded like fans were starting to turn them a bit, and it just felt like we're going to have a bit of a drop-off. But so far, so good. We've had a really good start. It's going to be interesting to see if they can keep that up throughout the season, because there's a lot of strong teams in the Championship who will be, like I say, after them top 2 automatic spots. So it's going to be interesting if we can stay in that top 6, or even stay in the top half, or if we're going to, like I say, have a strong start, but then slip down the table. But so far, we've had a really strong start, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can stay up there. And then for visitors, West Brom, they're currently in 13th out of 24th, so top of the bottom half. And so far, out of 8 games, they have had 2 wins, 4 draws, and 2 losses. So they're a bit of a draw specialist, West Brom, at the minute, drawing at least half the games. The last result was a 0-0 draw at home to Millwall, which was actually their 3rd draw in a row in the Championship. So this is West Brom's 1st season without parachute payments, because it is their 3rd season in the Championship since getting relegated from the Premier League. So, like I say, it's been a bit of a weird one, because they've always been a bit of a yo-yo team, dropping down from Premier and up from the Championship either 1 or 2 years after. But they had a bit of a spell in the Prem and then got relegated, and I like I say, as per usual, I thought we'd bounce straight back up, but they didn't, and they had a pretty poor season, missing out on playoffs and then missing out last year again on the playoffs. And yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult for them now to get anywhere near, never mind the top 6, but you know, get even, you could say, the top half, because there's a lot of strong teams, like I say, who have that advantage of the parachute. I mean, you've even got Norwich and Watford, who didn't even finish from playoffs last year, who's on their 2nd year of parachute payments. So a lot of strong teams down there, and yeah, every year it's going to get harder and harder for West Brom to try and get up to the Prem, if, like I say, if they do again. But yeah, like I say, they're coming to this one on the back of 3 draws, and if they're wanting to, like I say, get into that top 6, they're going to have to start turning some of them draws into wins. So in previous results between these two, last season they both shared a win apiece at home. So first match was at Deepdale, where Preston won by 1-0, and then later on at the Hawthorns, you had West Brom winning that by 2-0. So that moves me nicely on to my prediction for this match. Then, do I think Preston are going to move back into the top 2, or do I think West Brom are going to get their first win after 3 consecutive draws? My prediction is, I think the home team's going to take this one. I think we're going to get back on track with wins. Like I said, we've won 5 in a row before that draw with Rotherham. I think we're going to make it 6 wins from 7 games here. I think it's going to be an entertaining game. I think it's going to be back and forth. I don't think it's going to be a massive goal fest. So I think it's going to be one thing where there's loads of play back and forth. Maybe not a lot of chances, but like I say, a very back and forth game. So I'm going to go for Preston 2, West Brom 1. Anyway, that's all from me at pre-match. Let's head off to my 95th ground in total and number 48 of the 92. So we're planning on doing this on the train, but we'd literally bought tickets the day before for this match, and then the day after they'd announced train strikes, which is great. So yeah, we're gonna have to drive up. My dad's driving up, so yeah, but it don't really change the plans too much. Instead of probably going to a few more pubs, we'll probably stay in like a Spoons or somewhere that does food, and we'll have a food and have some drinks with that, just so that like we're not going around the pubs, and you know, my dad doesn't have to drink a Coke in all the pubs. But yeah, we're gonna have a good day. You know, get there nice and early and see plenty of Preston. So anyway, let's head on over to Deepdale and see how the day goes. Right, so where we are in Preston. Let's go and find a pub. We're on the way. The Brian told he stopped and waiting so it'll be right back. Oh yeah, I see him. Yeah, I see him. Shit. Oh, that's a good ball. Fair long, I think. Finish, but gave him far too much space. Jeez. That's the first guide dog I've ever seen at a match. Referees. Twits. That's ball. It's it all! What are you doing? Time 2-0 to West Brom. So at half time was Preston North End 0 West Brom 2, and Preston really need to get their act together here because they are not playing well at all. They had a very early goal from West Brom. I think it was after about
4 minutes from Darnell Furlong. It were a lovely finish to be fair, but like I say, when you concede that early, the game plan kind of just gets thrown completely out the window, and I think that's what's happened here. They've just struggled just to get the ball forward at all. They've had 2 chances, but none were really kind of big chances, and West Brom, to be fair, could have had a few more. They just look so much lively, especially going forward. They look really good going forward, to be fair, and Preston are struggling to deal with him when they do that. But Preston really aren't helping themselves at all. They're giving the ball away really sloppily. And like I say, especially that second goal, it was just, they need to clear the ball, and it just fell to Alex Mowatt's feet, and it slotted away nicely in the corner. But like I say, if we just put that out, it'd have been avoidable. But yeah, Preston, like I say, need to wake up. West Brom are attacking well. But like I say, Preston are letting them have far too much of the ball. So, if, like I say, if this don't continue, it could be a lot more. But anyway, that's enough from me at half time. Let's head on back to Deepdale for the second half.
Jesus Christ. That is as easy as it's going to get. Offside. Yes. Thank you. Former Rovers man Ben Whiteman coming on. Let's see what he can do.
There was someone in Blackpool that took a cat over.
Oh, surely.
Oh, we had a chance. Oh, we had a chance.
Just left it again. Bloody hell, flooding out now. Absolutely flooding out. 5 minutes added time at the end of the game. Full time 4-0 to West Brom.
So full time, it's finished Preston North End 0, West Bromwich Albion 4, and that was an extremely poor performance from Preston. It's one of them you won't think they were unbeaten going into the season. You'd think they'd be like, well, a bit like us last year, a team that have just been on a bad run and, like I say, struggling for confidence. You'd think it'd be more like that, not a team in third place, unbeaten this season, because they made some really sloppy errors. They didn't look confident on the ball at all, and in my opinion, like I say, second half got a bit worse. We had a bit of a spell after we went 3-0 down. We brought a few players on like Ben Whiteman and Will Keane, and they had a bit more of the ball. They didn't really do out with the ball, but they had it a bit more. And but then, like I say, West Brom got another goal, and that kind of that, to be fair, you're never going to come back from that, and it just killed the game off. But West Brom looked good. I think a lot of it as well were Preston made them look quite good, but especially going forward, they did look a very good team. They hit them really quickly on the break, and especially down the right-hand side, like I say, they were causing all sorts of problems down that wing. And Preston just couldn't deal with it. And like I say, they've even scored one that were offside as well, so it could have been even more damage. But yeah, West Brom massively deserved that win today, so congratulations to West Brom. Well-deserved winners. It's been a good game and a good day. So, yeah, that is number 48 of the 92 ticked off. So we're heading ever so closer to completing the 92. We've still got a bit to go yet, but we're going to take it a ground at a time. And speaking of taking it a ground at a time, it is now time to rate the ground, and it's Preston North End's turn. So For this, what we do is we've got 5 different categories. We've got pre-match, the catering, the ground, the atmosphere, and the overall enjoyment of the day. We're going to give all of these a rating from 1 to 5 stars, and then give it a final score out of 25. So this time it's Preston's turn. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and rate the ground. So we're going to start with pre-match. So what is there to do before the match itself? There's literally nothing around the ground. There is a little century bar, I think it's called, but it looked very small and you couldn't get a lot of fans in there, to be fair. And apart from that, like I say, we're in about a mile of the stadium. There's nothing really around there to do. So you have to go into the town centre, which, to be fair, there's a fair bit to do in town centre. There's 2 Wetherspoons. Like I say, I went to one before and one after the match, which didn't show on camera afterwards. There looked quite a few other good food and drinks places as well around there, but like I say, it is a fair 25-minute walk away from there, unless you get in the train. So like I say, there is stuff in the town centre, but it is a bit of a walk to get there. And even that, if you're, like I say, going on coach, something like that, there is very little to do. In the concourse, like I say, I've got plenty of food and drink. You're not limited to what you can get, like at some places. But that is pretty much it, unless, like I say, you've got time to walk 20 minutes there and 20 minutes back. So not a great deal around, so I'm not going to go high here. I'm going to go 2 out of 5 because, like I say, there's stuff in the town centre which is doable on foot, but it's going to take you a fair chunk of time, so you need to get there early. But other than that, like I say, around the ground itself, there is not a lot. So 2 out of 5 for pre-match. Next up, we've got catering, and best word I'd use to probably describe this is average. Like I say, not bad at all. Like nothing bad really to say about it, but nothing absolutely fantastic. So yeah, pretty much bang in the middle here. It's going to get 2.5 because literally, is literally the definition of average. Like I say, you had some decent beer choices like Cruz Campo. You had first time I've seen Neco Island Stadium as well, which like I say is a bit different because I've seen it at a few pubs at England beforehand, and a few club bars, but never actually in the concourse. Food wise, you had your usuals, like I say, your burgers, your hot dogs, your pies, and like I say, I think we had a curry and rice thing, which looked pretty good, to be fair. I didn't actually get any food, but it's basically your standard football food. And then, like I say, drinks, decent selection of drinks. The service, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of standard for football. Like I say, you have to go down before half time if you want anything, but nothing like crazily bad, but definitely not quick. And yeah, prices were pretty standard, to be fair. So yeah, pretty much as bang in the middle as you can get. So I'm going to go 2.5 out of 5 for catering. Next up, I've got the ground. I'm a big fan of Deep Dell. It's one I've been wanting to visit for a long time, and it definitely didn't disappoint with the ground. Like I say, I love how all your 4 stands even in size, and like I say, they're all single tiered, which looks really good. The away end is absolutely fantastic. I've not been in the away end, but I've heard it is fantastic, and you can tell that just from looking at it. I mean, if you really fill that away end out, I'm sure you can create one hell of an atmosphere, and it does look like, I always remember Barnsley being a big away end, which I enjoyed, and I'm sure Preston is very similar. And then, like I say, the infrastructure of the ground, you can tell there's a lot of history of the place. Like I say, I like the stand to the right, but it's a bit smaller, where the executive boxes are. I've got, like I say, Deep Dale and a clock up there with time on it. It looks, I don't know, it just looks unique, if that makes sense. The floodlights, I know it's a bit of a weird thing to say, but floodlights look lovely as well. And then, like I say, around the ground, you've got the statue in the fountain, and yeah, it's just really good. It can do a little lick of paint in some places. Like I say, you'll get in the odd, it will throw it down, and sometimes where some drops coming through the roof, and some bits are starting to look a bit worn down. But apart from that, it is a fantastic stadium. Really modern. Not modern, sorry, a really traditional classic stadium, which I personally really like. So, like I say, it could do a bit of a lick of paint here and there, but other than that, pretty good. So I'm not going to go mega high here, but like I say, you can't beat a traditional stadium, so I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5 for the stadium. Next up, we've got atmosphere, and you can tell it's a place that gets pretty good atmosphere, and you could hear that quite a bit at times. It's a bit of a weird one because obviously when you're losing 4-0 and you're conceded after 4 minutes. It's one of them where you wouldn't expect the atmosphere. But they carried on, to be fair to them, they never stopped singing. They did carry it on throughout the full 90 minutes. It weren't as loud as probably if they were winning or if it were a tight game. But like I say, we were a bit outplayed today. But it's one of the places you can tell it gets a decent atmosphere going. So I'm going to take that into account because when it was going, it sounded pretty good. So I'm going to go 3 out of 5 for atmosphere because I think on its day, you could tell in spurts it was quite good, but on its day, I can imagine it's pretty good. And then for overall enjoyment, I've had a great day. Like I say, unfortunately, the trains were on strike, so we had to drive down. My dad was driving. So, like I say, we went to Spoons. I had Spoons tapas for some food. Walked to the ground, watched a good game of football, 4 goals, plenty of entertainment. Enjoyed, like I say, looking around the ground, all history and stuff like that. Then walked back, went to the other Spoons this time, just to get a drink while the traffic cleared, and then drove back to Doncaster. So, it's been an enjoyable one. Like I say, nothing absolutely spectacular, but just a good day out with my dad watching some football. So, yeah, decent day overall. I'm going to go for a 3.5 out of 5 for the overall enjoyment. So that gives Preston North End a total score of 14.5 out of 25, which puts them in 11th place. It's actually level with Durham District and Newport County. However, the deciding factor is overall enjoyment, and Preston has got a higher one than both of them too, so it goes above them into 11th. So, yep, pretty much bang on mid-table there. Really enjoyed my time at Preston. Let me know in the comments which of the 92 as a neutral you would like me to tick off next. But other than that, I am going to leave the video here. Thank you very much for watching. If you could please like and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subs now, so let's make that happen as soon as possible. So the next game is going to be on Tuesday night. We're back with the Rovers at the UK Power Stadium. We've got Doncaster Rovers against Crawley Town in League 2. So until then, thanks a lot for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.